You guys see a lady is selling a jar of sand where Tom Brady recorded his retirement video?
You weren't here when we talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
You were with Adnan Verk doing Cinephobe as we make way too many podcasts around here, except for God Bless Football.
I actually heard you guys do that, but I just wanted to get in my plug that I'm also selling a jar of sand from that for $500. $167 cheaper than she is charging.
You went out there?
Oh, yeah, I got some sand.
You went to
the spot.
Did you get the sand from there?
Yeah. I got 2 jars, actually. 500 apiece. You can have both for 800.
Did you get the sand from that spot?
I did. It's sandy, man.
Chris?
It's so sandy.
You don't have it notarized, do you?
Does that lady have it notarized?
Yeah, well, there's a photo of the sand being
I got the
collected.
same picture. I was in Tampa.
With your hand?
I was in Tampa.
What does that mean?
What do you mean you were in Tampa?
The sand was from Miami.
The photo wasn't taken
I know.
in Tampa.
I'm just saying because I'm such a fan of Brady that I went to Tampa a couple times, but I went to Miami and I got the sand.
Huh?
At least you tried.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that I just haven't. I'm selling the same sand.
Where can I buy your
cheaper?
Sand? Let's follow this thing through.
I don't believe that he's got the right
doesn't have
sand.
sand, but
I have
he
it.
doesn't have the right
I have
sand.
sand.
Where are you selling it?
They call me the Sandman.
No, they don't.
That's the argument that you make on behalf of having the sand.
Let me see the sand.
It's at my house in a jar. It's very
Do you
safe.
have, do you have
how
a photo
convenient.
of the sand?
Yeah.
Where are you selling the sand?
On my person. DM me.
You could just
on
say
your person.
You could just say on your person means that you have it right now.
You know.
It means that. It means on your person.
You're
don't
going
have
a
it on
really
your
long
person.
way to just
Your
admit you didn't listen to the segment.
This is the way the way that he is trying to cover this up is so poor. But on top of that, I want you to imagine him in a court of law.
You had to say you listened to the segment.
He had to. He had to lie.
And he very clearly thought the photo was taken in Tampa.
I mean,
he drove to Tampa so he could drive back and get the sand from Miami. It's okay, Sandman.
This is what I wanted to point out to everybody in the audience. Chris Cote cornered, leaking confidence, clearly lying. Just his entire
No, I have the sand.
His entire story falling apart right in front of us, as was our entire careers, the show in general, just sinking into the need to lie more about things. Went into a court of law. And when pressed by the attorneys on where his proof was, Exhibit A, Your Honor, they call me the Sandman.
Yeah.
Did you just do an Adam Sandler? Was that was Chris Berman?
What kind of defense is that? What kind of proof is that?
I have the sand.
You said you have the sand on your person.
Sand.
It's $167 cheaper than this lady's charging. That's all I wanted to say.
You made that joke
Carry on
already.
with your damn show.
I know that all that just happened in the last 3 unending minutes of your incompetence was you trying to get to the joke that you were selling sand cheaper than the other lady.
Sandman.
But there was so much incompetence around it.
Not listening to the show, not knowing what city it took place in.
Lying actively to
Not
my
knowing
face.
what on your person means.
Really just go sit in the penalty box.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
5-minute major.
Oh, 5-minute major for Sandman.
And just, you know what you should do? In fact, wait a minute. I'm going to do this even better.
No. Misconduct?
Sandman, go bury yourself in sand.
Wait, come on. No, we can't lose him.
Come on,
We're already
come on.
short-staffed.
Come
Damn,
on.
we are short-staffed.
Wow.
Don't
That's
don't
going to
do
be
that.
tough.
It's a very bad judgment.
Yeah.
Go bury yourself in sand.
Oh, he's got to do it. Oh,
He said you have to do it.
You have to do it. We will get your opinions from out there in about 5 minutes. Don't take longer to bury yourself in the sand before we do that. I don't need his opinions on LeBron breaking the all-time scoring record.
I don't think he's going.
How long do you think it'll take him to bury himself in the sand?
Not 5 minutes.
However long it does take.
And what if he buries himself, but he forgets to have the phone on the outside?
I want to figure out how to get his opinions from the sand out there, how to get the video footage of him giving sports opinions in the sand because, as previously mentioned, he's the Sandman. And I want this character to have a Metallica entrance. I want this character to be sports opinion Sandman, and I will take whatever punishment it is to the Daily Show today to have him take 15, 20 minutes out there because, Mike Ryan, you suggested to me this. We've got turmoil throughout Meadowlark Media, okay? Because Chris Cote's not happy that there are other people at the Super Bowl. He got to go to the Super Bowl before. Now he's not allowed to go to the Super Bowl. Tony's not happy that he's at the Super Bowl. There's some competition around here. As there are more and more employees, there's a competition around who gets to do what and who gets to spend the company money as Stugotz spends too much of the company money getting out there. You were the one arguing Chris Cote can't go out there. We need him here. We need him here as the glue guy who helps us do the show so it can feel like the show while he was here.
Yeah.
You had as much to do with Chris Cote not being out there as Feldman in sales and as Stugotz for having too expensive taste and bankrupting the company with the way he behaves whenever he gets a credit card.
If that's so, then I'll wear it. You don't get to go to everything. Chris is dynamite at all that stuff, but given the pieces that are out at Super Bowl Radio Row, we need some people. No offense, Roy, in that back row, but
Jeez,
thanks. We need some people that Dan can go to as a fountain of content. Look at just what happened with the Sandman thing. If you're just stuck with me talking about the Miami Hurricanes, Tony damn near getting canceled every 5 seconds.
What is that supposed to mean?
And Roy is not necessarily a great show, as this is evidence.
I don't believe this is evidence because we now have got the ability to get to the topic of the day, the thing that people expect from us around here with real expertise, talking both locally and nationally about, in the last 20 years, one of the rare stories that we have had that has echoed and blossomed into a national 20-year affair, athlete of our times, covering LeBron James, who this century, whether it's Serena Williams or Tom Brady, LeBron James yesterday, in a loss at home to Oklahoma City, at the end of his career that is flailing as he makes googly eyes on social media to Kyrie Irving news that he might be available, and then gets hurt by Kyrie not being available, and then does the interview with Michael Wilbon in which he says, I'm the best player ever, a couple of days after MJ Day on ESPN. I feel I'm the greatest to ever play. I believe he is. Stugotz doesn't believe he is. LeBron James, during our lifetime, has been chasing only the ghost of, can you be the best ever? Not any of his peers, not Kevin Durant, not anybody who plays now. Can you be the best ever? And has gotten a great deal of mockery because some people believe he's not. I am not one of them. He's the best basketball player I have ever seen. His statistics show it. He's not a compiler. I can't believe that he's close to damn 40 and he's doing what he's saying to Wilbon, which is, I'm running with 21-year-olds, with 23-year-olds. I'm faster and stronger. He's bumping up against Aaron Murray. And you can hear him mic'd up for sound saying, no, against other power forwards, you might be strong. But you're not the only power forward. You're not the only motherfucker, actually, is what he said, who lifts in this league. And wait a minute.
Wow,
wait a minute.
We got the
took so
Sandman.
fast, man.
He
Wow.
did it in 5 minutes. That's an
He didn't even
incredible
have a
job.
shovel.
Wow,
Sandman.
good job, Sandman.
Incredible stuff. You want me to give? All right.
is not
Now
right.
you want him to give takes, right?
No, but this
I'll
is
get a microphone out to
Man,
him.
that's perfect. What are you
Wow,
talking
the
about?
Sandman did it. He really is a Sandman.
Beautiful day out there on the beach, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Picturesque.
Nobody there. That's weird.
This is so much better as a video joke than it is as an audio joke. Unfortunately, this
His hand has come out of the sand.
he is. I can't believe that Meadowlark Media in 2 years hasn't been able to get a better and do more with that green screen.
What green screen, Dan? What do you mean? What do you mean by
What are you
that?
talking about?
Okay. And now Mike Ryan, who warned me that you can't lose Chris Cote from this show, has to go outside to give him a microphone because he's clearly in the beach sand. Chris Cote, or excuse me, Sandman, your thoughts on LeBron James breaking breaking the scoring record last night that belonged to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's not plugged in yet, Sandman.
Okay.
We got to get a longer outlet out there.
His microphone doesn't work because he is clearly buried deep in the bowels of Miami Beach sand.
All right, we got the wire out there. Go ahead, Sandman.
There are 17 people connecting. It's like there's like, like how there's like extension cords. There's 42 cords connecting me to the studio right now.
Chris Cote, let me explain something to you that keeps me up at night. It keeps me up at night. Our solution to everything around here is to hire more and more people, and things go like this, where you go out there with a microphone and there are 42 people to help you, none of them doing it well.
It's really hot out here, though. It's a little bright. What'd you ask me about basketball?
I asked you about your thoughts, the Sandman's nationally clipped thoughts on LeBron James breaking the scoring record.
Oh, it's windy. I think LeBron is an all-time scorer. I heard First Take the other day do a thing. Is he an all-time scorer? Not only is he the all-time leading scorer in total points, but I believe he's like third all-time in points per game. So we're talking like it's not even. He's a per game all-time great and an all-time points all-time great. The Sandman signing off.
Signing off.
Wow,
Holy shit, man!
once he stopped
I
talking.
need some sunglasses.
We got the windy sound. We got the ambient beach sound once he was done speaking.
Oh my God! Anybody got any sunscreen?
You know the sun rises in the east.
Yeah.
Why would you guys? We have a beach. We're going to leave these studios soon and not have that beach anymore. I don't believe
It'll still be there.
at any time in the last 10 years our show has correctly used the outdoors that we have out here. Why wouldn't Chris Cote just go to the sand,
What do you
bury
mean?
himself, and do this for real?
Dan, I'm in the sand.
Your take on LeBron James, your first thing is, I heard First Take talking about this, a historic sports moment last night, excellence that doesn't have precedence.
Yeah, and they're debating whether he's an all-time great scorer, but every kind of metric you can look at scoring, he's an all-time great. It was just a ridiculous thing, and that's what I thought of. I thought of First Take debating whether he's an all-time scorer. He's like, it's stupid.
I get what they're coming from, though, and I want to push back on the Sandman. Like, is he a great scorer? I think of scorers like AI. I think of Carmelo.
He's
I think of
fourth all-time in
Jamal
points
Crawford.
per game.
I think of Michael Beasley. I think of guys that are scorers. He's just the all-around GOAT.
He averages more points per game than every guy you just said.
I don't know about that.
You think of Michael Beasley as a better scorer?
Tony's argument
getter.
was, I don't know about that. Again, the very frustrating
Undefeated.
Cuban argument. It is an undefeated argument. My father's been making it all his life, except that Google defeats it every time and facts defeat it, but not in 2023. I don't know about that as an argument ender. I do want to, though, Mike Ryan, you who has grown up in South Florida, please turn off that beach sand. The value of the commentary was not good enough for what it is that we're doing around here. It was a historic moment. And I would say to you, even though we are hardened about history, we're cruel, we love to mock, it's fun to mock. In the internet age, the internet has at least become popular because we can share in just making fun of people, clowning people, laughing at people. But it's harder to be undisputed consensus excellent in that environment. Mike, this person is responsible, along with Dwayne Wade, in South Florida for taking a generation of kids about Tony's age, honestly, and making them care deeply about basketball because this unbelievably shiny thing in Miami with this dude in his prime who would learn here, wait a minute, I can do it without these pieces and people. I can do it on my own. I'll create my own business, and I'll go back to Cleveland, and I'll go to L.A., and I'll figure out what the end of my career looks like. Approaching 40, this dude is still at the top of the league in scoring average. He's still bigger and stronger and faster than most of the people that he's playing against. Like, it's not just that he's an all-time great, it's that he's still an all-time great.
Yeah, he's still awesome. He's still an awesome basketball player. And maybe people Tony's age have some memory of Michael Jordan, maybe in a Wizards uniform, and he wasn't what LeBron is right now. Thankfully, I'm old enough to remember prime Jordan.
He was washed at this age. Jordan was washed. It was all fadeaway jumpers at this age.
Yeah, I'm glad that I remember prime Jordan, and I watched LeBron his entire career. I still couldn't tell you who I think is best. They were both awesome at their primes. I will readily admit, though, LeBron's prime has been far longer, and he's playing a style still that it just doesn't compute with where his age is. And I was very happy for LeBron. I thought for sure we'd never see Kareem's record broken. And I went to bed a little early, but I was having trouble sleeping at night, and I saw that LeBron was going for it, that he was going to get it that game. I rolled out of bed, I turned the TV on, and I want to witness history. Yeah, I did.
Congrats for you, man. I was out.
Yeah, I was restless, and I checked Twitter, and I saw, it's going to happen. It's going to happen today. I might as well. And I watched it. LeBron's one of my favorite basketball players of all time. I hate that he left the Miami Heat, but when he was here, favorite basketball player. He's incredible. And I'm happy that the Miami Heat I think the Miami Heat arguably got his best years, and that's a really cool thing for me as a Heat fan, that one of the game's greatest two players to ever play the game will hopefully one day have his jersey retired, right up there next to Michael Jordan's, oddly enough. But and Dan Marino's. I think the Marino thing is down.
What?
Did they?
Well, Bam Adebayo's number is 13, so that's not
Yeah, but it's
officially
not
retired.
aqua and orange.
Yeah, but I was really happy for LeBron, and I was really happy that we got to witness really what felt like an unbreakable record in sports. I never thought anyone would come near that growing up, but a couple of years ago, it became pretty evident that LeBron was going to be awesome still for quite some time and make his way over there. And it's just been biding time, basically, until this day would come. It happened in a loss at home to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Really the only thing that's been unprecedented about LeBron's career, because he's been doing it for so long at such a high level, is that it's coming at home in a loss to a team that's not very good. And his team right now is presently not very good. And I think that's where the dilution of LeBron James's greatness is, because a few years ago, it literally did not matter who was around him. He was going to be there in the end. He just so happened to have much better teammates now, and that has a lot to do with it. And he's not good enough to get you into the playoffs just by himself anymore, despite being great. And I don't know how to quantify that. I don't know if it's a defensive end, but it used to be enough to just have LeBron James, and it's not anymore, despite his greatness still.
40,000 seems pretty attainable, don't you think?
It seems like he's going to keep playing for a couple more years. He hasn't really said that he's going to be wrapping it up this season or next season. He's beyond an age historically where people start really declining and start considering retirement. He's not there yet. Right now, it seems like he'll decide to retire when he's just bored of it.
They were talking about ESPN. They were projecting to the future. They said by 2024-25 season, he'll have 43,000 points. And, I don't think he's going to slow down the next, 2-3 years? Isn't the plan to play with Bronny or at least see Bronny in the NBA?
That's what he said.
It would only be injury. I mean, he's one of the top 5 scorers in the league by average.
Dan, he's never been injured. Think about that.
He could take. Well, that's one of the many unbelievable things.
That's got to happen at around 40, right?
That's gotta happen
That happens to everybody.
It just happened to me.
It hasn't happened. You're not LeBron James again. I don't know.
Okay, but I
how
play
many times I have to
basketball. I'm
deal
saying
with
just even if you go out and play basketball, Mike, you're going to twist an ankle. He
he's
just never
supposed to.
does.
He is. I mean, there are a number of things that are amazing about him. His strength would be one of them. The durability on the way that he plays. He should get hurt more often just because he's still playing like that.
I imagine he's got plenty of twisted ankles. The fact that he can play through these things and still be as great.
But Jordan was inefficient and taking jumpers at the end. LeBron can do that. He'll take threes, maybe poorly at 30% as he ages, but he'll be able in the modern NBA to run up and down for several more years if he wants, shooting the ball. But in all of his milestones recently, they lose by double digits to bad teams. All the milestones are weird because they're trailing last night and then they have to stop the game to celebrate the milestone, but they're losing, not only losing, but losing by a lot every time. I'm told the Sandman is now available with more commentary. Now he has added sunglasses to what is, again, a visual joke more than an audio joke. What did you want to get in here on? Okay, that is.
How do you do that?
Just an update. Great segment, by the way, you guys. I have sand in every crevice of my body right now, and I'd like to come inside.
I want you to actually go outside instead of doing what you're doing now.
Looks like he is, though.
Where you're trying to fake me out with what
Dano, I'm outside. Super Bowl week.
You guys aren't going to do this for me. How is it that I have no power at Meadowlark Media, that I'm the founder of this company and I can't get anyone to do anything? Wait a minute. I see you right here.
Wait a
I
second.
can see you. You're not out there.
What are you
I can
talking
see you.
about?
They opened
Dan,
the
go walk to
door.
the beach.
No.
Dan, go
They
walk to his
opened
beach.
the door.
Go walk to his
go,
beach.
go.
Show
No.
the world.
Go.
The world needs to know.
It's hot out here.
The world's hot.
How are you
Let's
walking
go.
so fast
Let's
on
go.
Dan?
Championship record.
How do you go into the sand like that?
Wring his neck like Homer Simpson would to Bart.
There was all sorts of stuff that I wanted to do locally. We have had a really disjointed couple of days. Whittingham just went out, secret meeting with Carl, head of audio, because we've got all sorts of problems with this Dana White interview, and Stugotz and Billy. They've just joined us from Radio Row here. They are out at Radio Row, and we've talked about none of this Dana White stuff yet because we have to stop, and everything we're doing has to stop because Raheem Mostert is here.
Of course he is.
Because-
Radio Row Week, Dan.
The Dolphins running back is going to join us, so we have to pause and not even interact with God Bless Football, not even have a conversation with them because Raheem Mostert has just sat down. I'm seeing him right now sitting down. But before we get to this, and I'll make him wait a second because I failed to get to another story locally that I wanted to get to because we were talking about all this stupid Dana White stuff. The Panthers mascot, according to yesterday's aforementioned David Dwork, who partied with Roy and Chris Cote this weekend. Whittingham fell asleep in the club. Old man Roy is still hung over from the club. But David Dwork, one of the great names in South Florida media history, reported yesterday that this was not a bit with a mascot, that Stanley C. Panther evidently actually got beat up.
No, it was Victor E. Rat. That is the mascot. That's the secondary
mascot, of course, for the Florida Panthers.
Yes.
My fault. I'm sorry. The reporting, what's accurate here? The Panthers are saying it's not a bit, and when it's not a bit, it just makes me sad that somebody is beating up a guy or a woman in a helpless mascot costume who can't move around because they're wearing the costume.
Well, the Panthers are currently investigating, but what we do know is an usher and a couple of people with headsets on just watched the thing. They just watched it.
You'd think it'd be a quick investigation. Hey, did we plan this? Yes or no? Like, I don't know. What are we investigating?
Well, no, because if you've now beat up a man, now you've got a chance of this rat pressing charges against somebody who was actually violent.
And he should, because or she should, because it was a Lightning fan. Go to book at him.
If it was real, not a lot of fight from the mascot. There's like he's just kind of like plopped over.
What are you
the
going to
thing.
do?
Yeah, you might get fired or arrested for assault.
And I don't know how well you can move around in the costume.
I'm at least like throwing an aggressive elbow back. At some
maybe
point.
you think it's a bit. Like maybe you think like I don't know.
Did I miss this meeting? I love him being like, "Damn it, what Zoom call was this?"
This was not on the run sheet, though.
All right, let's get to Raheem Mostert. He's sitting down with the guys now. He's got ping pong to sell. Raheem, good seeing you.
Nice seeing you guys. Well, hopefully seeing you soon.
You can't see anybody, Raheem. You can't see anybody except Billy and Stugotz. How do they smell?
Yeah, but Dan, he's been listening to us since he was. Well, you go ahead and tell Dan. It's going to make you feel old, Dan.
Hey, he was telling me, he was like, hey, make him feel super old. So I was like, all right, I'm going to tell him. I've been listening to you guys for like ever since I was like 10. I'm 30 right now, so you guys are pretty old.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just playing. I'm old too, shoot. I feel like I'm 45.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, you play football for a living, and it's insane.
In running back years, you kind of are.
Yeah, running back. You're a running back over 30. Wow. You're older than us somehow.
Okay, wow. All right. I see the shots that we all take.
Oh man!
but you were toughing out the entire season. You're playing with a broken thumb at the end, or you're trying to play with a broken. That sport's crazy. What you do for a living is certifiably insane.
Yeah, I tend to not think like that. I just try to go out there and do the best I possibly can. But then after the season, you're like, man, I really am out there, old man, running past these guys that are 22 years old, running through guys that are 24. I'm like, man, I must be doing something right in life.
Are you still the fastest guy out there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm challenging Tyreek, but he's like, oh, let's do it. We got to set it up. I'm like, bro, whenever you want to set it up, we can do it. Him, Waddle's a little bit quiet, though. Waddle's like that guy that just, You know, he could brag about himself, but you know, when it comes to the actual part, he's not gonna talk. He's not gonna speak up. He's gonna let his run talk.
I have a question for you about Jalen Waddle. I'm not a football player, as you know, but I did play in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Waddle seems to get hurt after every play. Like a little tweak here, a little tweak there. What's going on with that? Like, how do we keep Jalen on the field?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I think the reason why he's going through those is because he's so rough. Like, he actually, like, he digs on his routes. He's trying to fight for extra yardage. Like, he's not soft or anything like that. Like, he's really trying to get it, but then he'll come back in the game and knowing that he has to play, and yet he's like, look, I have to do this. So, like, he gets these little nicks and bruises and stuff, but, like, ultimately he's a competitor. Like, he really is a true competitor.
Who's the guy on the team that wants to be in that speed conversation but isn't? Like, he thinks he's in that speed competition, but no, he's not.
Yeah, there's a couple guys. Keon Crossing. He comes in and he's like, I'm the fastest. And honestly, he puts up GPA numbers that are pretty dang fast, and you're like, okay, well, he could be in the conversation, but he's still not going to win.
I don't know what GPA means.
Or GPS, sorry, I said GPA.
Great
My
point
bad.
Great point average, Dan. I had a 2.1.
Okay.
Are we starting the interview right now?
Stugotz, yeah, we've been doing it. Stugotz, you sound drunk.
Okay.
Your voice, you sound like you're hurting. Did you do bad things at night in Arizona last night? Because you don't sound great.
I did a ton of drugs, Dan, yeah.
He
Raheem,
was talking about medicine.
Tell us about Tide, Raheem.
Yeah, so Tide, man, I'm representing Tide for P&G Battle of the Paddles. It's an event tonight that's going to be live stream on Twitch Sports with 8 NFL players going head-to-head in a double elimination, which is going to be super fun. And I'm one of the 8 guys, you know. When you talk, you know, ping pong across the league and stuff like that, you think about, you know, certain guys, and I've been able to be one of those guys that could represent not only the Dolphins but represent, you know, the best, and I know that I'm the best. So we're gonna see tonight, man. And like I said, it's gonna be live stream on Twitch and Amazon. And yeah, it's gonna be perfect.
You had a ping pong table controversy with the Dolphins earlier this season where there was a story that you guys removed the ping pong tables, and then we found out Tyreek just bought better ping pong tables.
Yeah. So what happened was we won the first 3 games of the season, right? And we're like, all right, the ping pong table is helping us, you know, everything's superstitious within the locker room, outside the locker room. Guys are trying to figure out what to do. And then we started losing. I think we lost 5 straight, something like that. Yeah, we lost 5 straight. And then we were like, hey, look, this ping pong table has to go because everybody's focused on the ping pong table too much.
It was probably the concussions too.
Yeah, it probably was. But, you know, like you said, you try to figure out other avenues instead of the concussion deal. You try to figure out, it is the ping pong table. So we took the ping pong table out. Then we won 5 more. You know, we were winning 5 straight. We were like, all right, it's definitely the ping pong table. And then we brought it back. Tyreek bought a new one for the team, and it was it's way better.
Look
it's
at me, Louie.
Black, all slick. You know, Killer Spin owns it or whatever. And then we started. I think we lost another 3 straight, and then we were like, okay, no, this. I made the decision. I was like, hey, look, I don't care what you guys say. This thing has got to go. We need to win these last 2 games, and I got the table out of there, and we won the 2 games, and we were in the playoffs. So, you know, it was definitely a controversy for sure.
he's got to go because he does everything fast, and so he's got to get in and out here. And he told you about his ping pong tournament. Definitely, he put the promo in there. But you, before you get out of here, I just need to understand: are you publicly accusing Tyreek Hill of ducking you in a race? Yes or no?
Yes and no.
No, either or.
He said either or.
It can't be both.
Either way.
You got
Okay,
yes
I would say this. In regards to me and Tyreek racing, he hasn't approached me all that much. And he knows that I'm the fastest. So I would say he's ducking me.
Okay, thank you. It can't be yes or no. Thank you. We appreciate, Raheem, your time here on the show. I hope I have caused you a great deal of controversy in the locker room. I hope this gets aggregated. I hope that the nation at large accuses Tyreek Hill of being slower than you and ducking you. A coward to boot. Thank you, Raheem.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Here early so that I could hear Tony's football takes and steal them for the rest of the day.
I'm glad you asked. Jalen Hurts, I had last year better than Tua. You can take that one. Obviously, you know,
Wow.
you can give me. Yeah, I
Bold.
had. It's spicy. I know.
Bold.
I know, but that's what we do around here.
Who's your pick to win, Tony?
Oh,
I
come
mean,
on.
just for research purposes.
The prophecy must fulfill itself. I need Jalen Hurts to get that Dubski.
The prophecy is you being
You
right.
like that.
Yeah, that's right. For a year and a half in the making,
So
the
wait,
take
don't-
was, hey, Jalen Hurts is better than Tua. All of a sudden, now he becomes better than Tua.
Tony, while I have one of the nation's preeminent football minds, can I ask you some questions?
Where is
course.
Billy?
If you were the Eagles, how would you approach the Chiefs? How would you approach defending the Eagles' RPO attack?
That's
Would
a
you,
good question. That's a good question, especially.
manipulate them by changing the conflict defender? Would you use late movement? Would you spin coverage down? Just give me some answers.
I think late movement is important. I think late movement's important, but I really
Movement.
want to focus on too, especially when it comes to the RPO, is the Chiefs' corners. I know that they're obviously one's
More
hurt, Jerry's-
football terms, Tony.
Snead is hurt.
More terms.
But I'm talking bigger than terms. It's more macro in nature. The fact that the corners are a little banged up, I'm a little bit worried about that. AJ Brown's a problem outside. Devonta Smith is also really good. I think that they need to focus too on getting Chris Jones on one-on-one situations. I don't know how easy that's going to be with the Eagles' offensive line.
Oh,
but-
he's been listening to things. Okay.
Tony, you're
Yeah.
sped up. Tony, it feels like Mina is very relaxed, but she's coming at you with a great deal of confidence. And
It's a chess game, Dano.
No, but Tony, you seem defensive. You always seem really defensive.
How am I defensive?
Points, Dan.
We are
Make your
two.
points.
We are talking normal football, totally normal, like two friends would. That's all.
Any other questions for Tony, Mina? On because I'd like to hear more of his analysis. I believe that he was bluffing with his late movement defense. I don't believe he knows what late movement defense is.
Dan, it's in the
Movement.
name. It's late movement. I know it's a tough concept, but it's
don't-
late movement. You know?
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's in the name. I have a question for Mina. Mina,
okay.
can you tell Dan that the Jags were good this year? Because he was laughing at me all season. Obviously, you know I went to the game. You saw it on
Capitulating, right?
social.
Yeah.
Dan needed to capitulate. From the moment that the Jags started the season, I was like, hey, underlying metrics are telling me that the Jags are good. And they were good, right?
The Jags were good this year. Yeah,
there it
it
is.
took a little bit, and they were up and down on defense in particular, but they definitely, and it's a good team.
Some people have actually asked us, Mina, and I'm sorry that you were just saying hello and we immediately broke into content, but they said we needed to talk to you because we've been saying that Tom Brady's numbers this year were pretty good, and they said talk to Mina. She would tell you that Tom Brady wasn't actually that good this year.
I mean, he wasn't as good as he usually is, obviously, but I think he definitely could have kept playing at a high level. Like, the arm strength was still there. I think the problem is he was just so clearly didn't want to get hit by the end that he was speeding up his process a bit. But, like, if he was playing behind a good offensive line, he would still be fine.
I laughed at Tony when he suggested that, who was it that suggested around here that Tom Brady quit because he didn't want to get hit anymore?
Might have been me.
I think
I gotta
that's
go
a lot
back into my
of
notes. Hold
precedent
on.
to that. Oh, God. Did I just take another Tony take?
I think you did take
Possibly. I
Is that
might have
what
said that week 4.
He has a lot of things written down.
Yeah, I read a lot of stuff down. Oh, my take was Brady
Tony,
was
do you
cooked. That was my take.
Brady's cooked. Okay, so that's bad. That's not true. Okay, good. All is
Restored in the world.
We miss you. Are you
Yeah.
having fun out there? Are you in your element, just wandering around talking football with people?
Yeah, I just ran into Kenny Mayne. I actually just came here to see Stu, but then he immediately left, which is very on brand, I guess. I don't know where he is. He was outside for some reason, maybe like smoking a heater. I don't know.
Yes,
And
that's
then
what
he
he's
came
doing.
in, and
Definitely
then-
smoking a heater, yeah.
Of course, that's what he's doing. He didn't want to be photographed in the music video with a heater for some reason, but he's come in here more and more every day smelling like heaters. Is he hiding them from his wife? Is that what he's
I
doing?
think it's the daughter.
Daughters, I think.
Truly don't know. Came and he left immediately. Like, I literally sought him out. I don't know where he is. It's very distressing.
How's Billy's demeanor?
But I'm
Is he
good.
just scared somewhere?
Billy looks nervous because Stugotz keeps leaving. Dude, where did Stugotz go?
Stugotz went to get tea. The Stugotz thing does not bother me so much as he took Danny with him to make him the tea.
Oh,
and
come
we
on.
just keep getting updates like saying, hey, the camera froze. Hey, it's really glitchy. Hey, we can't really see Mina. And it's like, well, seems like we shouldn't be doing that right now. Like,
Yeah,
let's
she's frozen right
you know.
now.
But
Yeah.
also, in Danny's defense, I think that we thought you were just like checking in with Mina. Hey, how's it going, Mina? We're all friends.
You weren't ready
Let's
to
just-
make content.
I wasn't ready for them to use you for clicks, is what it
Wow.
comes down to.
Really? Is
I'm
that what's happening?
So this
right
is on
now?
us.
I didn't even think we were on.
I'm trying to be a friend to you, even though from what I hear, there was a very exclusive dinner, which I was not included in last night.
I wasn't invited to a dinner.
I was told that you were at that dinner.
There was a drinks. I invited Smetana thinking she would spread the word around.
It was not
Juju
spread
came.
around. It was. Look, this is what I'll tell you. On my end, it was quite hurtful because I heard it.
No.
I heard it from Jess, who mentioned it. Then I heard it from Gojo, who mentioned it.
Okay, hold on. Let me find the text.
And then
Hold
I heard
on.
it from Ollie, who I had never met in person
I did
before.
invite Ollie.
I met Ollie, who Ollie is responsible for those who don't know.
Let me read my text to Jess to you.
Yeah.
Are you in Phoenix? Organizing a little drinks thing Tuesday. Tell everyone.
Wow.
I assumed everyone included everyone who's in Phoenix.
It was told, but the spirit of which it was told was more so, I'm going to do this super exclusive thing with
Wasn't
all the
exclusive
cool,
at all.
the cool up and coming youths in the industry. Even though you have passed, not the youth part. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you.
Kinda said that.
No,
Ouch.
you've surpassed.
God, Billy.
You arrived.
Jesus.
You arrived, is what I'm saying.
You're in the
I'll tell
prime.
you this about Ollie.
Juju, you were there. It was very inclusive.
Juju was there.
Billy, you weren't showing up.
Juju.
It was very inclusive. It was not exclusive at all. And I think the fact that I wrote "tell everyone" clears me completely. If anything, this is on. I'm not trying to throw Jess under the bus because she's not here, but she kind of did
Yeah.
kind of fail to communicate the spirit of the invitation.
That seems. I mean, let's not blame anyone. Let's make this like
shit.
a
I gotta
fun, not blame anything. Oh, now she's got to go. See,
I gotta go.
Big
Sorry.
time
See you
again.
later,
We got
Mina. Thank
derailed. I'm
you.
really glad.
Thank you. So far,
Got some
great
more
work
content.
all around from the
again.
God Bless football crew
Guys.
on all things. He would have never shown up for
Yeah,
drinks.
Billy, would you have shown up to that? Come on.
He would have
Like,
never shown up for drinks. Billy, you would say
I was hurt. Well, I mean, I was, working until 9:00 here, but I was feeling, a little bit excluded. I didn't think I was wanted there. And then I had an awkward moment with Ollie where Ollie came and I didn't recognize him right away because I hadn't met him in person before. And he's like, I'm the one that puts you on the list as like
Yeah.
a ranked football analyst. And I had just given him a handshake. And then I just went in and gave him a big old hug. And he kind of looked at me like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I know he probably loved it.
Yeah. So.
Ollie loves the show. All right, guys.
This-
It's good to see you.
Hey,
I'll
great
come find
seeing
you
you.
again.
Mina,
next week.
I have never felt further from ESPN than seeing what you and ESPN is doing and seeing what our video presently looks like. Because Stugotz took
I mean,
Ollie.
the Zoom has crashed already like 10 times.
Yeah.
So I'll come find you guys later.